welcome back. Only the best holes on tour. I'm Danny. We've got Jer, Kyle, Aaron, fresh from Texas.
Yeah. Hello.
So we've got Waco is the new challenger for the fan voting last time, which happens on Discord, and then Jer sends a few to Instagram too for fun, but happens on Discord. SFO clean sweep.
Clean.
Yep. For us, we had 4 from the hideaway, and we'll be talking about that a little bit. Aaron has some thoughts.
Just a few stats from the first round, though. We got 25 to 33 votes each on the Discord. I put number 8 and number 10 on the Instagram. Got an extra 40 to 45 votes each from both of those, both going to SFO as well. So kind of just making it a for sure thing for the fans. So all the fans voted SFO versus Waco on this next go. But we, like Danny said, voted for 4 of them. So we'll get to those as we go through these holes. It's been pretty fun though through 2 weeks. Excited to keep it rolling.
Not a clean, spoiler alert, not a clean sweep.
Nope.
So let's jump into it. Hole 1.
Hole in Waco is interesting. It's more open up this year than it has been in the past. Off the tee for the up the gut line.
And windy.
Windy as hell, and the wind would change, flip back and forth. Sometimes it's a headwind, sometimes it's a tailwind.
Yep.
Yeah, both holes a nice little par 3 to start off, kind of get you going. Not a ton of birdies on hole 1 SFO, but Waco, you're kind of expected to get a birdie, get going. Maybe it was a little too windy. Maybe Aaron can talk on that a little bit more.
Yeah, the play for the MPO is Spike Heiser normally, but it's weird because like those power lines are like right there.
Oh, the dude,
They're
I
right
would
there.
worry so much about
They're
that.
right there. Like I don't know how they don't hit them every single time.
You think they just ignore it and like there's no way it's going to hit it?
Yeah, we asked a bunch of people like, you ever hit them? I'm like, nope, never hit them.
Interesting.
And then Connor hit it.
Yeah.
So
of course. I think my vote, Supreme Flight. I really do like that hole 1. Waco's fine.
Yep.
But
going
SFO.
Supreme Flight.
Same.
Supreme Flight as well.
I like the look of it a lot. It
Just a
looks
good
prettier.
hole. That one's going to be tough.
I like the idea of like a easy started out hole, but this may be just a little too easy for me.
I don't think hole 1's as easy as you think it is, though. Like I don't think
compared to some other ones.
It's easier than SFO though, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of easy holes on tour.
No, like it. That line is it's much tighter than you think it is.
I will say on video, I wonder why people don't go up the middle as much, because on video it looks a little more open than it is, but obviously Spike Heisers are the easiest shot in the game, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweep for
Especially
us.
when it's a headwind.
Yeah, 74% voted on Supreme Flight on the Discord. So
Yeah. Supreme Flight takes it.
And hole 2.
Hole 2 at Waco is pretty simple, straightforward.
Yeah.
Heiser on the right.
Not really eagleable. Like you could theoretically, right?
Yeah, the wind's just never good enough to try.
Yeah.
Like it's not really a good wind ever.
SFO, I do love the green, but also like, I don't know, not the toughest or most interesting hole.
That's how I feel about both of these holes.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, the Waco, the first 4 holes or so, they feel kind of, you want to get your birdies early. I think it's just a little too throw your first shot, throw your second shot, and get your birdie at Waco. I personally like the Supreme Flight. There's a little more visually, it's a little better and a little more golf involved.
I'm going hole 2 purely for the looks.
Which one?
Oh, Supreme Flight.
Okay.
yeah, same. Supreme Flight. Easy.
Cool. I probably would have voted Waco, but I am overruled, and that's all right. It was splitting hairs, really.
Yeah.
But I just think Waco's maybe a little bit more challenging. It actually has some trees in the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, SFO wins.
And the wind makes Waco challenging all the time. So
Sure.
that greens is like maybe the most exposed green on the whole course.
Yeah. And the SFO green's dope.
Yeah.
We rock in the hole 3.
What was the fan vote on that one, Kyle?
91% Supreme Flight on that one. Easy,
Damn, I got
easy
way
dubs.
overruled.
Easy dub.
That's all right.
Here's hole 3.
This is the OTB hole.
The elevated
yeah.
basket at Waco.
Forever now.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice Heiser shot, kind of up onto a hill. You can kind of get a skip away.
Yeah. Page through Raptor here
Mm-hmm.
on hole 3. pretty.
How's that forehand line?
It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. It's just scary because they're both kind of scary. If you saw it off, you go down the hill.
Yeah.
And backhand, it's really easy to not get up the hill if you throw it too low. So
I do like the elevation changes on the SFO hole
For sure.
being a par 4, not the longest hole, but kind of a unique setup SFO for me.
I think it's SFO for me also.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Waco at this point is just park golf and not particularly interesting park golf yet.
Yeah.
This one was close on the Discord though. 57%
Interesting.
SFO.
It is the OTB hole. That's why.
Yeah.
That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Hole 4 was one of the Instagram holes. It, for some reason, posted on a Monday. It got a lot of views, 136 votes, which is a lot more than anything else that we got. 81 votes to 55 votes, 60% to Waco on the hole 4.
Hole 4.
So the fan vote, Waco is one that actually takes over.
Nice. Cool.
Hole
This will
4
be the
is-
first one then. Yeah.
Hole 4 is pretty cool. It's basically there's two things. You could throw like a forehand and try to eagle it, which is super risky,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or you just go like putter or putter mid
Mhm.
putter, something of that sort.
It's got some good scoring differential.
Yeah,
At
it's a
least
little-
just like visually, I feel like that's what happens. I don't have the data.
It's a little S shot and like it's definitely birdieable, but you can get into trouble late. You can get in trouble early. If you're not to a certain part of the corner, you have to like throw it 24 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
What you like, Kyle?
I like hole 4. I do like that forehand line if you want to go crazy with it.
For Waco?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see anyone do it in person, but I've heard.
I kind of want to
Adam?
try.
Park it or no? Was that a different tournament?
No, that's hole 7 coming
That's
up.
all
Oh,
seven.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like
Kind of similar-ish shot shape. This one's just way more punitive if you miss. It feels
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
this one is it's similar shot shape, and I think some people are trying to just crash into the back wall and then play it from there with a little pitch out.
Yeah.
So
Dude, 52% Waco on the Discord.
I'm going Waco on that one.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm
Waco
going
as
Waco
well.
too.
Yep. One of my favorite holes on Waco. There was no
Nice.
chance I wasn't voting for that. Although
Yeah.
hole 4 SFO is cool.
I'm going to refer
Yeah.
to Paige a lot because I got a caddy for her here. She was going fierce soul.
Love that.
The soul just kind of gets it to turn the whole time on the second shot.
Nice.
And hole 5.
I almost aced hole 5 at Waco.
All right. Oh, yeah.
That'd
This
be
one is
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
Waco's got some short holes. You think of like hole 1, hole 3,
Hole
this
8.
one, and there's more coming up. Yeah, that just that are interesting given that there are so many sub 300.
Mhm.
Can you replay that, Kyle? Because I didn't watch the SFO hole. Oh, I do like this hole for SFO.
Yeah, there-
Yeah.
SFO has probably
Yeah.
3 holes like that where the elevation kind of
Yeah,
you
true.
throw. up
This
on
is
a
the one where you're
plateau.
trying to make. Yeah. I'm going SFO here. Sorry,
Yeah, same.
Waco.
Easy.
The Waco, I
Yep.
will say about this, the Waco shot is fairly technical.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think the play is to throw it 20 feet left of the basket
Yeah,
and just
that's
take your
fair.
birdie because the gap's bigger.
Mm,
So I
okay.
I picked Waco on this one on the boat. So got a split here
I
For
like
which?
SFO on this
for
one.
5.
Oh, okay, got it. So it's 3 for SFO though,
Mhm.
so it's not a tie because you're the only one or I mean, it's 3 Waco. You're the only one SFO, so it's not a tie.
No,
The other way around.
other way around. I'm SFO.
Darn it.
SFO.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No,
Waco.
I'm an idiot.
You're
No,
Waco.
you got to reverse.
I'm
Oh.
SFO. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's where all
SFO.
the confusion is.
SFO.
I'm dumb.
Dang.
That's where it starts and ends.
SFO wins on hole 5. Dang.
I do like the Waco hole.
74% on the Discord for SFO.
That makes sense to me. That's what it was here basically too. 75%.
It all makes sense to me. Nothing confusing at all.
All right. So the hole 6 here, choosing the cancer playbook in our last episode.
I have no clue why.
Aaron,
Aaron,
talk to
Aaron
us.
disagrees.
I disagree
What's-
heavily. This is the second shot is literally just throw and pray, and it's ugly.
All right. Well,
I'm going Waco here.
Yeah, easy enough. I am still going hideaway. Argue with the wall.
That's all right.
Yeah. I like I get the second shots thrown pray. To me, it's just a little better than the hole at Waco. And it was a little, arguably, a little better than the one at SFO.
Man, I
We
like
could
the
get into
SFO
an
one.
argument
Yeah.
there. Yeah. SFO was
I-
killing. And I really did like what Hideaway brought as being a little bit different. And so maybe here's an interesting point for it to just completely derail all of this is if you had just played those first 5 holes from SFO, give me something different in this like hypothetical course that we're playing.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it won't last much longer. I don't think either of these.
No, either of these.
Yeah, I'm Cancer Playbook on this one as well.
Let's go. I love the chaos of it. Kyle, what do you got?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Waco on this one. Switch it up.
Stanley, we need a tiebreaker for hole 6. We're looking at 2 of not the greatest holes on either of the courses. I think that's easy enough to say.
Yeah, I would have picked Supreme Flight's hole 6 over both of these.
And Supreme Flight 6 is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take Waco then.
Yeah, Waco.
Okay.
Nice.
Waco it is.
What did so here's the first one where it was different. So Discord was fighting Supreme Flight and Waco. Kyle, which one won for hole 6?
Supreme Flight, 84%. Supreme
Nice.
Flight.
84.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
So we'll still have a difference for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hole 8.
7. But yeah, you're on it.
Hole 7, Waco's pretty sweet. It's either play for your birdie. That's actually harder than you think it is, though. If you get too far left, you have a weird approach shot. If you don't get out of the gap, obviously it sucks. But righties and righty forehand players can get all the way down to the steps.
Yeah.
Lefties can get there. And apparently, Casey White got to 6 feet with a backhand CD3.
How does that make sense at all? Just gapping stuff late?
Nope. He pured it on hyzer and got super late flip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Casey. That's incredible.
Wow.
I think
6
for me,
feet.
it's not Waco. It's not the hardest hole, and then
No.
hole 7, Cancer Playbook being a cool little tunnel shot and stuff like that. Both great holes. I think Waco, it's pretty kind of signature hole. It's a hole I do remember it, even though it not being the hardest hole.
Yeah,
It's cool because it's eagleable par 4. It's not meant
Yeah.
to be a hard hole.
Yeah, sweet green to it as well.
Yeah, the steps,
My
like it.
vote was on Waco on hole 7.
I'm going Waco purely because I hate the Cancer Playbook hole.
it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it is for us.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. We might confuse ourselves a couple times here, but
It's definitely going to happen. Easily Waco.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Waco easy.
Yeah, that's a sick hole. Another one of my favorites.
Yeah, Waco won on the Discord. 58% Waco though.
it's a little
That's
closer.
than I
Well,
thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, also is Waco against Supreme Flight.
For sure.
Yeah, Supreme
for
Flight,
sure.
yep.
Exactly. Which is a good hole.
Hole 7, actually, sorry, hole 7 was voted Waco on the fan vote. So that's the second takeover that we have in the fan voting as well.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's a good hole.
Yep.
The only thing is weird is there's a lot of cars that drive by there
Oh.
and they'd be honking.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
Texas,
the
likes
rat
to,
people.
Texas likes to razz their disc golfers. I will say that.
hole 7 was another one I put on Instagram as well. Only 4 votes on there.
what?
3-1 to Waco on there, but it helped with Waco getting
So
the
you got-
win
you
because
got
I
4
think it
votes on
was a
one?
tie
And
on
120
the
in a row.
Discord. It was a
That's
tie
crazy.
on the Discord, so the 3 votes helped Waco. take the win,
So
I think.
what I love about this, which obviously we'd like to see the numbers higher, it's cool to get more engagement, but your vote can make such a big
Yeah.
difference right now. It's never going to mean more
Yeah.
than it does right now. So get on there, vote. Doesn't take that much
please,
time. Do you like disc golf?
So here we go on hole 8
Yep.
The
So we're
Cancer
going
Playbook,
Cancer Playbook and Waco.
with the island hole
Disappointed.
over the water. Everybody likes a good island hole, and then Waco.
A good one,
here,
yeah.
213-foot par 3.
This one's
Not
just,
much to it, but people have aced it in tournament, which adds a little bit to it.
I watched James ace this in practice. Oh,
That's
wait,
cool.
actually, it was it was this
hole
one.
8. Yep.
It was this one. Yep.
It's a good hole. It's not a great hole, but I
Yep.
do like it. It's funny that there's 2 really short holes
Yep.
going, so it's kind of like 6, where I think it's going to get overtaken pretty quickly.
Yep.
But my vote would be Waco.
My vote's Waco.
I'm Cancer Playbook
Boring.
with the island.
Yeah, Waco.
All right. Waco wins it.
But on the fan voting, hole 8,
SFO takes
SFO
it.
by
Yeah, I would also
86%.
have voted SFO.
Yep, I think I did vote SFO in the last podcast, and I would have still versus Waco.
But that's just not how it shakes
No,
out to
it's not how the
be.
cookie crumbles, and I love cookies, so I'm not going to argue.
Hole 9.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, SFO, one of their signature holes, the little over the ravine, I don't know what you call it, area 460,
Yeah.
fun little shot. Everybody took a video on that hole. And then Waco.
I think this is one of their signature holes too.
Yeah, I
This
really
is a
do like
great
both
hole.
here.
This is an
Yep.
amazing hole.
I would call it a gulch too, Jer. That'd be my
Gulch.
vote.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm probably going Waco here. I think this is like one of the best holes on the course. It's like really technical. The landing zone, if you're not in the perfect spot, you have to get really tricky. And it's fair. It's a fair hole. There's lines. It looks good on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna have to go Waco on this one.
Yeah.
it's extremely tough, but I am going Waco for sure.
Oh my goodness.
I know. SFO, that one's tough, dude.
I think this is one of their better holes. And you get to see the disc fly, and which
Yeah.
for viewing purposes is like what you're looking for. I don't know. I kind of like SFO, but I guess I'm getting outvoted here, and Waco
It's
going
tough,
hole
dude.
9 for the crew.
I like both holes.
I
think
kind
they're
of
both-
wanted Kyle to say SFO so that there could be a tie,
But
but
the
my
fans
heart
are on
says
my
Waco.
side. The fans are on my side, and they took SFO so that it stays alive.
What was the percentage there?
67%.
Cool.
Close.
Two-thirds
Very
vote.
close.
Yeah.
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 So hole 10 here.
I think I probably would have chosen Supreme Flight if I hadn't seen this whole play out in person.
Mhm.
I think you're going to have some in-person bias.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to this, and that's
Which
okay.
is great. Yeah.
I think it sort of. I also have some in person like unbiased because like the first 3 holes, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Or
Just wait till we
it's-
get to Sprinkle
Yeah.
Valley.
Yeah.
Sprinkle Valley, I have some opinions.
Well, we are awaiting that.
All right. So SFO hole 10.
Hole 10. This one tied on the Discord.
Ooh.
Hole 10 was an Instagram hole. Let's give our insights here. Par 3 spine hole. This was when Sammy was
Yeah.
for sure said SFO. He thinks it's one of the nicer holes on the course, even though it's so short. And then you got a par 4 coming from Waco.
The Waco one, so I know it from the FPO pad better than the MPO pad. And it's one of the first times you can like while you're in the woods, let the disc fly.
Mhm.
And you're
Okay.
trying to push it like all the way down the fairway. You're throwing distance driver, trying to get past this. There's a big tree right in the middle, trying to get past them. There's like a line of trees.
Yeah.
And it's not a easy par 4, but it's not a hard par 4 either.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like if you make your first shot good,
You
then
should be able to get up and
down. But if you mess it up, then it's like, okay.
Another tough one, honestly.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go SFO because I like the spine and like the danger of it. But you could talk me into Waco probably.
Hole 10, I went Waco.
I like Waco and hole
Just
10.
a par 4 and getting to throw it a little bit. Like we said in the last episode, our course is probably going to be pretty long. And this
Yeah.
is one that kind of takes that spot for me.
All right, Stanley, get ready because I am definitely going SFO. I just think it's a better hole straight up. I think Waco's fine, but I think SFO that layout, I'm worried. You know, Waco, I'm not worried, and I don't know. I think
Yeah.
good golf should make you worry as long as it's fair. I think the SFO is a better hole.
Yeah. To that point, when playing with Paige, we kind of walked up to this hole and thought birdie, even if the tee shot wasn't good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like she hit a tree one time and was like way back and still like birdied pretty easily. So
All right, Stanley, what's our tiebreaker?
SFO.
SFO it is.
All right.
Hey.
Stays on hole 10.
Shout out Stanley setting everything up on the 1s and 2s. Kyle with the playback. It's a good group operation here.
The fan vote. This was the third takeover. Waco winning it on the fan vote. Hole 10 posted on
Nice.
Instagram. 29 votes, 23-6, 79% Waco.
interesting.
So that's
a lot
I
of
do
Waco.
say
one
that
of the
Waco
ones that
looks
takes over.
better on camera.
Sure. Well, and I think
that
people like
matters.
par 4s too. I think people like, I don't know. We'll see
I
if that
like both.
how much that plays out. But here's a question for you that I think we talked about last week is like, what is going to be the end footage or par of this at
Yeah.
the end of the year
Yeah.
for either fan vote or ours? Like it could be the same essentially for the topic of this conversation, but like,
I
dude, it
don't-
might be par 75.
It might be.
Yeah,
I,
right.
I don't. I believe all good courses have really hard par 3s.
Sure, as
And
they
so,
should.
like, you should have hard par threes in your course.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And hole 11.
Hole 11 is, I'm pretty sure, a shorty. Yeah, this one's tighter than it looks.
Yeah.
It's for Waco. I mean,
Yep.
This is Paige's worst hole of the tournament.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. If you get into the rough at all, like, you can get into some real bad spots. But it is pretty much just a putter shot into this hillside, and then you make a putt.
Weird comment on SFOs. I almost feel like we're at Hideaway for this one, just with the way that it looks. Not necessarily like the foliage or whatever. Like it was a rough weekend at Hideaway, and there's a good little. I feel like the green makes it definitely not the tee shot. So I'll take that back 100%. But the green, I feel like we're almost at Hideaway. How it's just kind of going up a hill. It's a little bit more open, and there's the basket.
I like the low ceiling kind of off the tee a little bit, and then you gets to open up a little bit going uphill. I like SFO here.
I like SFO also.
Yeah, SFO.
Fans agree.
Yep. 76% of them agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Waco is a great hole for all skill levels, though.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can play it.
That'd be, dude, if it was that hole at our local course, I would love it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd just love the SFO one a little more.
I personally would love the Beast as my home course. I
Yeah.
think it's so good for pros and AMs alike. Like, there's enough challenge, but still, it's not like insanely hard.
No, a lot of sub 300 still.
Yep.
Like fair but challenging, interesting.
There's a whole lot of, like, you need to learn how to play the ground.
Sure.
And, like, land the disc a certain way.
De La-esque.
Yeah. Yep. De La-esque.
Sweet. Rocking the hole 12.
Hole 12. Oh, yeah. This is
Nice elevated tee pad throw on Supreme Flight Open.
Yeah, I like that.
Man, this hole looks
tunnel
so
shot
different
from
on Waco on camera. It
yeah.
bends more to the right. This is the hole the Page let you pick her shot.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, it's not. That was different
10
one.
maybe.
Yeah. But this is, you just want to bend it right. People throw a lot of forehands, but the forehand seems to roll or skip. And I think the shot is like mid or putter off the tee.
Yeah, and just get into that
Zone, yeah.
to like this point roughly.
Yep.
At least on our playback.
Germ 2'd this hole.
That's insane.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
From how far out?
Way far. No, it's not this hole. It's a par 5.
He 2'd a par 5. I would have heard about that.
No, he 2'd this hole. He 2'd this hole. He threw a pyro on. He missed a shot. He threw a bad shot. Crave left, snuck through, got way down in the bowl, and then threw a turnover forehand pyro shot.
Nice.
And that went in.
He's got to be happy throwing that MVP stuff.
And Supreme Flight,
Nothing against Innova. He's just got to be happy like learning it.
Yeah.
And,
He played real bad in Texas. Though.
No, I picked him, dude, for my skip ace. It didn't work out so well.
I have a story to tell you guys off. I already told them these two at least.
Yeah.
But off air.
And
looking forward to that.
He got
Supreme
really
Flight was just very pretty, but like just a big giant forehand.
I like that though.
That's all right.
Fun, very fun.
They're both 12
As
iron.
far as trying to make a really hard course, though, I think I
Waco.
stuck with Waco.
Oh yeah, Waco's hole is fun. It's cool. You have to be in very specific spots. So Waco for me.
Your SFO, Kyle?
Yeah, I just want to bomb a forehand elevated tee pad. Just
It is
let it
pretty.
go.
It
Yeah.
is pretty. But
I would love to play it, but my vote would be Waco.
Waco it is.
62% SFO.
Ooh, the
Interesting.
fans agree with Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
What statue is that? I can't tell in the video. Is that like an owl?
I think it is. I think
yeah.
it is now. Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Hole
cool, too.
13 was a hole that we voted Cancer Playbook last week.
Aaron disagrees.
Aaron disagrees with
I have one
that.
note on this hole, and it is boring.
Just the big open bomber
It
downhill.
is a big open bomber, but it was 520 downhill. It's a sweet hole. And then you got a nice par 4 here from Waco, kind of like hole 2 from them, where you kind of get the
Little
open
bit.
and then kind of forehand up a little bit. They're similar viewing wise.
I disagree on that viewing and playing. It's a much harder tee shot.
Okay.
Interesting.
Much harder tee
Yeah,
shot.
it's got the Mandos off the tee. for
Mando and gaps. Like you can't just you have to hit a gap, and the gap's 20 feet wide.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, much smaller
It's
gap.
a much
than-
smaller gap.
similar real estate. Two's
Sure.
a little further
You-
pushed down.
You could throw left forehand here, but nobody does it. The only forehand
They
I
used
saw,
to.
the only forehand I saw was Kev going up the gap and turning it,
Yeah,
and he threw like a 490-foot forehand,
Mhm.
dog.
bro.
Shout
Kev
out him for
bombs.
winning the Go Throw event at
Persimmon Ridge.
Persimmon, yeah,
Yeah, Kev's on fire right now.
Let's
so
go.
Go Kev.
he
With-
might be a pick in our fantasy podcast
with
later.
music
Yep.
and golf,
Yeah, well, he's a stud.
I'm going Waco here pretty goddamn easily.
Waco as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll go with
I
Waco.
probably would have chosen Supreme Flight Open here if you guys would have made the right decision.
The fans did. The fans are still with Supreme Flight there on.
yeah,
the
I do like
Yeah.
that Supreme Flight hole.
Yeah. I don't think I would have picked that Cancer Playbook hole over any hole on tour.
I think we believe you.
65% SFO on this, so we're Waco.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty close.
nice.
I like
Keeping
both
the
holes.
SFO.
I like SFO and Waco both.
Hmm.
That's pretty hole for SFO.
Dude, that whole course
And I
is
think that shouldn't
pretty.
matter.
It is.
All right.
It definitely does. Yeah.
And hole 14.
This is a very straightforward hole for Waco.
Oh, yep.
You pick a forehand or you pick a backhand and you throw it at the tree and hope you miss it.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
That lake
Super
tree.
open.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, if you throw a forehand, you're not even thinking about that tree, really. But if you throw the backhand, you're just like, all right, miss it.
SFO legit just makes me think Florida golf too.
Yeah, I
Just
wanna
like
play
little
a
patches of,
Yeah.
of trees.
Yep.
I'm going SFO.
SFO
Yeah,
as
that's the easy
well.
one.
Yep.
SFO.
Fan vote with the SFO.
81% SFO. On
It's
the
a good
Discord.
course, man.
It's a great course.
They started off Olympus is a fantastic course. It is definitely on the bucket list. Waco is too.
Waco's, I don't know if it's like my favorite. It's not even close to my favorite course I've ever played, but it's like a course I want to play.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
a fun course. There's enough challenges.
I want to play Hideaway too.
I do want to play Hideaway.
And
I like elevation.
hole 15.
Hole 15 is
Working
the
through here.
corral hole.
Yeah.
Interesting. They made the corral OB this year.
I think it should be.
The hole 15, one of the
I
best
love this
holes
hole.
on their whole course for SFO.
Oh, yeah.
Par 5, 934 feet down the whole way.
this
Waco,
one's
one of
the
their
last.
main holes as well with the fence line on the right.
It's
People
fun
have been known
watch-
to eagle it.
It's fun watching people go for it.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
bet that is
I
something.
think they are probably similar playing style holes, one to par 4, one to par 5, but you want down the landing
Yep.
strip.
You're constricted
I
left,
think,
right for sure.
FPO need to shorten their pad for Waco so they can go for it,
Yeah,
make
that's
it
a good idea.
similar hole.
because like it's kind of boring for them. They're just like,
Lay up.
yeah.
How many
before-
feet would you shorten it? It's 558 right now, so it's like 60 feet, or does it need to be
I
like
think it needs to be
100?
more, probably 100,
Yeah,
and maybe even move the tee pad like up left,
sure.
and so like it,
Give an angle too.
yeah, and it gets the fence out of the play a little bit, so they have more opportunity to go for it.
That's one thing SFO definitely has going for it. The visuals of not being in a park
Yep.
like
Yep.
that has the road and the fence. Like
Mhm.
to me, it's easy SFO.
Yep, easy
Yeah.
SFO. I
Easy.
do like this hole for Waco.
Yeah.
I
the
do
way
like Waco. Yeah.
the way
me
it
too.
plays for the MPO plays really
I'm
well.
struggling to find a hole in my mind in this future that's gonna pass them up. This is one of my favorite holes on tour.
I do like SFO 15. I don't like it as much as you do.
Really?
Yeah, I like
but
it.
It's a fine hole.
It's sweet.
I don't think it's interesting enough until the end.
I think it's a tough but eagleable par 5. It's like
Sure, but like that doesn't make it a
you can get an eagle
And
and you
that
can
tight.
doesn't make it one of the best
Yeah.
holes though.
I like when a club when a par 5 makes you want to club down or
Yeah.
at least think about it.
Yeah, that's what I like about all the par 4s at Waco.
I agree.
Not all of them, but the ones in the woods specifically, and then
Yeah, 4 super
even some of the
interesting.
ones coming up.
and hole 16.
He was 90% SFO on the Discord.
On 15.
that
Biggest
makes
dub.
sense.
Yeah.
Once again, I think looks matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like right now, SFO looks better than Waco.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
already passed
it does.
1,000 trees at
Yeah.
SFO.
Yeah.
We've
But-
passed more cars at Waco, and I love you, Waco.
Waco with the eagleable shot though, too,
This
when
hole-
it's not super windy.
This
Yep.
hole plays really good. Like for MPO specifically, FPO once again, it's just a layup. They need to change something about it.
Sure.
But for MPO, it's decision making time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's cool, especially late.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that hole definitely mattered down the stretch for
Oh.
Calvin, Adam. Like that was a real thing.
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, 18 all are like big scoring differential holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool when you have to make a choice like that. Do I want to be aggressive and risk it
Mhm.
at the end of the round? Waco definitely has that going for it.
And I
That
think
being
that's what I
said,
like about-
SFO.
I'm going
Yep.
SFO also.
Same.
The new OB on that hole made it way better though. Way better.
Nice. That's cool to hear. It does feel like it played that way.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 17.
Getting there.
I already know. I don't know
Yep.
if anyone's going to beat this for me. I think this is the best hole I've ever seen, maybe the way it plays specifically at Waco.
Yeah, Waco 17 is going to be a juggernaut.
Yes.
I like it more from the FPO pad than the MPO pad. And also, hardly anyone goes that inside line right there.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
SFO is a good hole though.
It
Like
is.
it's going to get beaten. It's not just going to get beat, it's going to get stomped.
What's
But
weird?
that's a good it's a great
Yeah.
hole maybe.
Yeah, what's weird is
They're
I think
similar.
SFO looks
They do have
prettier
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
on this video at least.
For
but
sure.
in person, Waco looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Like-
bet SFO looks dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like just the golf, like
This is
For-
a tough hole.
for MPO, it's a smash forehand off the tee.
Yep. Thank you.
And then the second shot is just so hard. For FPO, I like it a little bit better. It's more of like you could pick what you're throwing and there's more of gaps to hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like hanging out wide, let it come back in. You can throw putter, you can throw forehand, you can go left gap or right gap. You can try to push the inside line.
Mm-hmm.
There's just more you can do with it.
That's cool.
And you can
So
kind of get riskier if you want.
FPO makes it an even better hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Good luck, hole 17
Also-
in the rest of the world.
We were at shout out Rockin' John, if you get from Waco. He hosts all the pros every year. He showed us a video of they found an alligator on hole 17's tee pad. There's 12 alligators that live in the Brazos and they have them all tagged.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
And so there's a video of an alligator like right next to the basket on hole 17. So
Right.
Just for that, I might throw a gator on the upshot, and I've never thrown a gator.
We're all going Waco here. I assume
Yep.
hole 17, one of their best holes for sure. This was the last fan voted one here as well.
On
Hole
Instagram.
17. No, just in general on the Discord. What was that, Kyle? Was it
65% Waco, which is
65.
closer than I.
Wow.
Sure.
I think 17 is a great hole
Yeah.
at SFO.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
good hole.
it looks prettier on camera.
Yeah.
But man, Waco,
Waco
that's a
pulling it out.
great hole.
For the fourth and final one to take over. And as we get into hole 18 here, we can
Jared
turn
just
our
gave
own
it
vote.
away.
Well, I
Jared
gave the
just
fan
gave
vote away.
18
I gave the fan vote
away.
away. Gave the fan vote away,
This
but
one's hard
uh,
to beat. I think Supreme
hard to
Flight
beat
Open's
Supreme Flight Open.
amazing.
Yeah, that's true. That's I think Waco 17 will probably last longer, but I don't know what's gonna beat 18
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
I do.
What do you think?
Hours, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But that's not that soon. Yeah.
it could, but
Four votes.
elevation change and stuff like that for me
Yeah.
does a lot for the SFO.
The one thing I will say about SFO that I have an issue with is just so many of the holes look the same visually.
Yeah.
And like
Makes you want to vote for Hideaway every once in a while.
well, except the holes you guys picked.
Fair
Just
enough.
accept the holes you guys picked.
I didn't agree with all those choices either, but here we are.
But yeah, 18 at Waco is great for MPO, little less great for FPO.
Yeah, forced layup.
Forced layup. The wind changed things, so the wind made it like a harder layup at least.
Was it 0% of FPO that went across? It can't be zero, right? Like, so it's not forced.
So Paige and Evelina thought about it on the last day because it's the only day it wasn't windy,
yeah,
and it's just like it's so far to carry, to get to the basket.
sure.
Yeah.
But I think of like
it doesn't make sense. I watched good pros, Joey Buckets, like come up short.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? So like, why would an FPO player go for it
Yeah.
when like you're going to aim so far right that you're never going to get back to the basket to make a putt?
Yeah.
So just lay it up. However, MPO, it's really fun watching all them boys.
that is cool.
Rasmus, I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Sakurapi or
Sukaripi.
Sukaripi. Sorry, I butchered your name.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
correct. I'm sure of it.
I watched him flip a KJ Max and then
Dog.
skip back to the basket. Like it turned and then skip back to the basket. And I've never seen a Max turn like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told Kev, and he's like, no, he didn't. And then Luke was like watching it also. He's like, yeah, he did.
I love it.
Yeah, that hole's cool. It's a cool hole. It's not as good as 17 though. So SFO for me.
SFO.
Yep. Easily. Sorry.
SFO. 80% SFO.
And that rounds it out. Obviously, we did our holes 6, 7, 8, and 13. We had different choices last week than the fans did as well.
I'm on your side, fans.
The fans voted clean sweep SFO, and then this week they had 4 votes to Waco. 4, 7, 10, and 17 making their way onto the best course
Nice.
of all time, which was
All
SFO. SFO all 18. They made it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
They made it
that
through one
means
battle.
something.
Yeah.
That
Through one
means
battle, yeah.
something, you know. But you know, Waco finding 4 holes to make it onto the all-time. How long will they last?
I have a feeling that only hole 17 from Waco is going to stay
That's certainly possible.
or has a chance to get to the end.
Yeah, I think that I would agree with completely. Is the only one that has a chance to get to the end. We'll see what stays for a little bit. So next week we've got Sprinkle and
Harvey Pennick.
Yep.
So it'll be three-way melee.
I saw both of them. I have a feeling actually that
They're gonna have
there's
some
gonna,
love.
that whole SFO hole 18 is going to get knocked off next week.
Really?
Oh, by
By
Sprinkle Valley?
Sprinkle?
Yeah, not my vote.
Really?
But
The fans.
You
might
picked the
love it.
fan vote,
The
Mike?
fans
yeah, the
might
fan
love
vote. I think for
Yeah.
sure.
Just for
Really?
chaos?
I think the fans love that hole.
I don't hate that hole, but I really like SFO hole 18.
Yeah, I just don't think it's memorable.
If it was Waco hole 18 and Sprinkle, I would vote Sprinkle.
I would vote every hole over Sprinkle 18 personally, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's what the fans are going to do. So
Yeah.
I'm very curious. This is a perfect test for the fans to see if they just want chaos, because SFO actually is a good hole, and Sprinkle I could argue is too. But
it has good principles behind it.
yeah, and I think if they changed it to bunker or
Or
whatever,
something, yeah.
then it completely changes the way you view it and the fans. But are you going to vote for chaos? We will see.
Ooh. Hold on. Halloween just announced. Oh, we got some cool things. Oh, hell yeah. Go to Halloween, people. Come say hi to us.
Lineup just dropped for Halloween.
It did just now.
Check it out as soon as you vote
It's
for all
Yeah,
the next
which-
holes.
Yeah.
Anderson
next
Pack,
hole.
aka DJ Pee Wee, will be
Ooh,
there.
Let's go. I like Anderson.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet. We'll have the next round of voting up soon, hopefully within the next couple days here,
Yes.
and then we'll have the next voting. Yeah.
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
Votes.
We'll have the voting when we have the voting,
Yep. And then at that point, we will have the voting.
and we will go
Yep.
vote,
As
and
soon
we'll
as
be
I
back
upload
next
it,
week.
we will have the voting.
Your vote will count for a lot right now. Get it in.